Alright, how's it going? This is Sam Welker from thinkparticle.com. I am going to quickly go over the two scene files for my motion capture footage. I'm not going to show you guys how to do motion capture today because my Kinect is not here yet. I was actually borrowing a friend's and I had to let it go today, but I will be getting mine back hopefully shortly. Or not mine back, hopefully be getting my own shortly. I plan to get it this week. So, considering that all works out, we will be going over it as soon as that happens. But until then, I will show you some basics of what I've learned and show you the scenes that I made. So, why don't we just start with this scene? This is, well, some of you may know, if you've seen the tutorials, when you open Animate, which is what I used, if you go to Animate, it's Delicode. Animate is the app. Once you open that up, you can have this plugin for Cinema 4D as well, and it will transfer through port 7000 or whatever port you'd like to set. It'll transfer the information. You can create nulls based on the received data and record locations. And if you do both of those and click Start Receiving, and you have Animate running, which can only run when you have a Kinect connected, so I'm not going to do it right now, but once that's going, if you hit play, it will work. And I mean, you can see it right here. This is the scene. Now, I'm not sure how it actually interacts, but this is a bone system I made. And the bone system, the knees are a little messed up, so I need to go into Motion Builder or something like that to clean that up. Or we could clean that up in Cinema 4D, I guess. I'd have to look into it. But and this is the scene you saw, by the way, in the render. There's a bunch of spheres, and there's an attractor in the center of the scene. And they're all cloned to the ground, and they were actually in this giant box of a cloner. Basically, I just created the initial state when they were around the feet, and that worked out well. And then, of course, my weird dancing. But in my defense, I was doing motion capture, and it's gotta be awesome. So, it was. And it worked out well. But anyways, the way I set it up was with these spheres. The lighting was actually just a plane off camera right there to light everything, and that was insane GI. The illumination on that was 500, and on the character was 2500, and I actually didn't use the light. I used just the character, so we can just delete that and save over it, I guess. Lots of reflection. The floor had a slightly different reflection amount than the actual material on the spheres, but that was it. And that is how I animated the scene and did everything. The way I worked with the characters, I actually built a bone system by scratch, and I can show you guys how to do that once we get the data, or actually I could probably just do it right now with the data I have right here. And right here, what happens is all of these are the nulls I received, the null objects. The spheres I put in underneath the null objects, but all I received was under this folder, and anything you can see right here is what it gave me. And once I did that, I put spheres underneath it with dynamic tags, and then I put constraint tags on all of these to their according value. Like the root would have the torso, and the left hip would have the left hip. And I used a PSR constraint. And then let's go over the Turbulence FD scene. This one's the fun one. This was quite beautiful. It was very low res, but it still looks good. So if we play it back, it'll play back near full speed. There we go. So what I have here is a Turbulence FD simulation from the exact same scene. And you can see these right here. They won't render, so. Alright, one second. Alright, and we're back. Sorry about that. Where were we? Okay, so we have our joint system. And once again, we still have these spheres, and this time the spheres are still dynamic, but that has I should remove those. They're completely pointless. We have our emitter, and this is Turbulence FD emitting with these settings actually. And this is really all I changed. I made it a collision object. I put the pressure at -10, and I put the density value at 3, and that's all I did. And then under the Turbulence FD container, I made the size 5000 by 500 by 300 by 500. The voxel size is 500. The cache size was about 3.1 gigabytes, and that is because it's about 50 seconds long. The frame count is ridiculous. Oh, by the way, 250 to 1550 is because the first 250 frames I was recording, and I was prepping, and I recorded that because it's how it works. And like, you have to hit record and then step away from the computer, or you have to have someone hit record for you. And I hit record, stepped away from the computer to prep it because it was like 1 in the morning, and everyone in the house was asleep, and you know. And the joint systems, by the way, they are hierarchied properly with constraints. So that's how that works. Turbulence FD and a single light above. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and drop out of Cinema 4D R12 and go back to R13, where I don't have Turbulence FD. By the way, that's where I use R12 for that. Really need to talk to Josh about that. And by the way, beautiful render. I love Turbulence FD. I really need to get better at fire renders because I have no idea how to do that well, but smoke, oh, that stuff's sweet. So, anyways, let's copy the mocap folder real quick, go into a new scene, and now, considering you can figure everything out, it's not always necessarily easy to figure everything out, but I'm sure you all can do it. Let's see. Enable filter? Yes, objects, spheres. Okay. Select all spheres, delete. Control all. Okay. Select all spheres. Okay. Okay. So what we have here is our filter, goodbye filter. Okay, and we will delete that filter. Okay. So what we have here is our scene. Let's set it real quick, 250 to 1550. It has the raw motion data, and we have it right there. And they're all null objects, and they look pretty sweet. So let's go ahead and grab all of these, put them under a null called mocap. And, oh, by the way, sorry I'm recording from my MacBook. I didn't want to set up my speaker because, once again, it's very late. I just finished the next release of Text Edge Effects, and, oh, I wonder if that's actually out yet. Well, if you're seeing this, like, as I release it, it might not be out yet, so there you go. If you haven't bought it yet, go check it out, because it's awesome. Really awesome. Okay. We are going to the character caps, and we are going to drop it out and apply it to the scene. And we're going to make a drawing, and then we're going to undock this and make it go away. Now we will grab that drawing and hold Command and click and drag. Okay, let's call it root. Then Command click and drop below this root. Call it what is it? It is hip L hip R. Really should reference these. So root hip L hip R, and then under hip R we're going to have knee R, and under that is foot R. So I'm very keen on keeping nice and organized files. I also say the word keen. That should give you kind of an idea of how much of a perfectionist I am. But anyways, let's see. Let's go back to a T-pose sort of deal. So we have our root, and that should be right here. Yep, that's our root. And then we have our neck. So let's make a neck. and then under the neck we'll make a head. The way the Kinect works is the mocap system does your hips, your abdomen, your collarbone, top of your head, your knee and your foot, your shoulder, elbow and foot. And then after that, it gives you what you have. And I mean, if you want to go a step further, you can use something like iPisoft, and it'll still record the same type of data, but you can put trackers on your feet and record it with a real camera too. And then you can build your own little Avatar-style head rig. If you ever see the movie Avatar, if you go to the behind the scenes, if you got the extended edition of the DVD, they have a 2-hour documentary on how they did it, which is ridiculously awesome, by the way, if you've ever seen it, or if you haven't, I mean. But you could actually probably, like, I've seen it done. One of the guys that does this is pretty sweet. With iPisoft, he's making a few films right now with motion capture, and he did facial motion capture with a GoPro. And I had not considered that before, but now I've considered trying it out, and I'm looking into doing it soon, so keep an eye out for that. No promises now. Oh, I took it out of the case. It doesn't want to go back in. I'm talking about the GoPro, holding the GoPro. Oh, also, borrowing GoPro. Haven't purchased mine yet. Next paycheck. Sorry, saying goodnight to EJ. We just worked for an hour on Text Edge Effects. There's a few thoughts. So let's now make the shoulder. Right and left. And then under your shoulder, we will drop down elbow, right, and right. Drop those under here. And then it will be L. And we're good. And every one of these needs a constraint tag. And this is a really basic hierarchy. No specific controllers on any of these. They're all FK, by the way. We don't have any IK rigs. They're all just a normal rig. A normal rig meaning that if you rotate the left shoulder, it will, since the way the hierarchy works, you will also be rotating the elbow and hand. So let's grab all of these tags and hit PSR right here, and then click on PSR, grab one at a time. So this is where it gets fun. And let's really quick make a custom layout for this. So let's grab that and Attribute Manager. And literally just gonna pop it into the side right here. I guess that won't work. Darn, that sucks. We can hide the view, materials, and coordinates, and timeline, and all that. And move that over, so. And then, fun. And then, there we go, okay. Not the best view, but, oh, and if you guys, some have asked for a tutorial on organizing layouts. First of all, I suggest Googling it, honestly. There are a lot of tutorials on that already, but I can expand on that if you have specific questions. I need to focus on mocap first, though, because that's more exciting. But anyways, let's go to our root and grab our target, and that is the torso. And then shoulder, the left shoulder, specifically. And then the left elbow. And in here, it's not perfectly organized, but after you find everything, it's easy. So now left hand, shoulder right shoulder. Left, oh, right elbow, right hand, neck. Now, I would call this something different on my own rig, but that's what they've called it in here, and it works. And honestly, I'm very happy with it. I suggest every one of you buys a Kinect and uses one of these, because the value in a $100 or $150 Kinect sensor with Cinema 4D and iMate, which, by the way, open source, free. It might not be open source, I think it is, but I know it's free, at least right now, so grab it while you can. But it is, also I think it's in beta, but I mean, this thing is incredibly useful and incredibly cheap. So easy to do, and you have to clean it up a little bit after, but it's not hard, just redoing animation curves and such. Like, we did one early animation with this stuff that I didn't put up, and what it had was my friend was dancing to dubstep, and he... Oh, by the way, I did uncheck the rotational value right there. It's just position. Going back to my normal startup. There we go, and let's grab these, and we have our rig. Perfect. And it places them right. Oh, I did one wrong. But anyways, he was dancing to dubstep, and we had the sun right behind him, and that just affected the Kinect a little too much, and it caused us to not have a very clean track, and it kept on glitching out, and it would move from right here to like right here or something randomly. So here's our rig, and this is me dancing like the lunatic I am. And honestly, I mean, you could go into the content browser and go into Studio Characters and just grab a character from in here. Grab maybe the skeleton or something, and then you just take the rig and do exactly what I just did. I did want to be the first to do that, but I'm gonna tip you guys on that and then let you guys all beat me to it. And then, yeah, so here's our animation, and I dance weird. I wasn't really dancing, I was just testing the motions and seeing what I could do. Plus I was like balancing, practicing balance. And you can't tell right here, but what was going on was, well, it was actually like this. You know, that isn't actually how I was standing, but still, it captures quite nicely. Captured quite the personality and emotion in it, and that is why this render right here turned out so well, because it was beautiful. It wasn't the most amazing thing, and the knees did bend backwards, which would require some fixing. You can just grab the nulls we made and put them in another null object and just move it forward a few centimeters, and then you should be good. And that's really just kind of how I did it all. Now, animate is interesting. They have a tutorial on their website on how to use it. Really easy to follow, just follow the instructions, pretty simple. If you follow that and what I just showed you, you could probably just do your own motion capture short film tonight. You could get started on it immediately. I mean, you couldn't finish it in a day necessarily, but you could definitely get started. Some stuff to look at. Let me show you. First of all, let's quickly show off myself because I love showing off my awesome work. And I will start by showing you my motion capture. This is the first render right here. I'll just watch a couple seconds of it, but this is, oh, by the way, I used what I call my Michael Bay preset. I think I might not have for this one. I might have just done it for the smoke. Yeah, I just did it for the smoke. This one used a diffuse thing, but and some light streaks. But I used magic bullet looks, which we can go over another time as well. I have a very large amount of work to do with a project I'm working on right now, with animation and motion capture and particular and form and magic bullet looks and everything to do awesome stuff. And I will be doing tutorials and all of that once the project is done, so don't worry about that. But if you guys want to know anything about magic bullet looks now, let me know. Alright, I know I said a few seconds, but we finished it up because that's awesome. I love watching it. I mean, you should all go watch these and hit the like button. I can't hit the like button because I'm not, but I mean, they're cool. And I uploaded this 12 hours ago. Pretty decent feedback. Thank you, by the way, you guys right here. I just got shown my tutorial. So, another thing to consider is iPisoft. Really cool guys. I have no idea who they are, but really cool product. So let's really quick look at a quick demo. What you can do is make BVH files for these to go into Motion Builder. And the guy that I was talking about earlier that is doing films with motion capture is this guy. Look up Danse Kabile or something like that on Vimeo. You will be blown away. And watch the making of. The guy is insane. I mean, like, he stands outside with Kinects and PlayStation Eye cameras, and I mean, you don't even have to have a Kinect. You can use any sort of footage with real motion tracking. But like, say I wanted to do Match Mover, I think it is, yeah, Match Mover, which you can get if you're a student. You can get it all Autodesk software for free. By the way, go to students.autodesk. Definitely recommend learning software motion. It's so. But anyways, Match Mover, you can use something like that, Synthesize, Buju, and track your own characters. It's just you need a tracking concept. That's the benefit of using one of these. So, it's really cool. It's got the ability to use multiple cameras and multiple rigs as well. And you can find some really cool stuff. Just look on Vimeo and YouTube for this stuff. And that is an introduction to motion capture and in Cinema 4D. Sorry I couldn't actually show you motion capture today, but I did show you the scene files and how I made both of what I made, and I expect to see some Turbulence FD motion capture files as well. I know that a few others have done it. They're not online yet. I've talked to them about it. Pretty cool people. Someone else to check out, VFX Daily. I think his Vimeo name is Josh VFX. He's really cool. Really cool guy. I asked him a few questions before I did this, and just because he had beat me to it, as he does with most cool renders, he beat me to Turbulence FD and everything. I feel competitive about that, and he knows it, but he's a really cool guy. He's really talented. He works hard, and he did this. So let's see, more complex rig, IK and everything, I believe. But I mean, you could definitely create something like this. And someone to watch. I mean, this guy, if you aren't following him yet, follow him, because everything he makes is cool. So, oops. You want some nice statistics. Alright. Anyways, some of you are going to think that was a really weird comment. The rest of you that don't think that's a weird comment, well, it was a weird comment. So, I'm Sam from thinkparticle.com. I hope this was comprehensive enough, but not too complex. Not too complex. I hope it made sense for you guys, and I hope you guys have a good one. Make some really cool stuff, and let me know. Every time you make something cool from one of my tutorials, I will share it with the world, because you're awesome, and I've seen a lot of cool stuff out of my tutorials, so thanks for making stuff, guys. Thanks for watching, and keep making cool stuff.